what era of gaming is the best? To start, NES is out. While there are a lot of great games in this era, it definitely feels like people are still figuring out what video games are, leading to a lot of weird and really unfun games. The SNES era is easily the easiest to come back to. At this point, developers had figured out what makes a 2D game actually good. And while a lot of these games can feel really samey, I think generally you have a good selection of great games that are still very fun today. Which is good because that leads us into the early 3D era. This era of games is rough. Developers clearly didn't know how to design 3D games, and a lot of them are really, really bad. However, despite this, there are still a handful of amazing games that are still really fun today. Games like Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, Quake, and Half-Life. Despite this era being terrible, these games somehow still stand the test of time and are really, really good. Which leads into my personal favorite era, the PS2 and GameCube era. This era has so many amazing games. Cult classics like God Hand and Tulip, genre-defining AAA games like Mario Sunshine and Resident Evil 4. Really, this generation is defined by weird, creative ideas, which makes it my personal favorite, which is followed up by the PS3, Xbox 360, and Wii era. I grew up with this era, but looking back on it, these games aren't great. The Wii was doing its own thing, and the PS3 and Xbox really felt like developers figured out what players like. They like first-person shooters and third-person games and the color gray. This generation, and even the one after, really feels like mass market appeal was the top priority. And there really isn't a lot of creativity in this era. And only now with the PS5 and Xbox One are we finally starting to push out of that and get some really creative games again.